I was gonna go and try and do like a live video thing on YouTube because apparently that's supposed to be like a good thing right now. And you know, I'm a small business owner, so that means that I have to be a content creator as well. Super fun stuff. Hopefully you can hear me, but the YouTube was like, we're not gonna let you do that for 24 hours. So I'm gonna do this here and just kind of do it here and make some, because today I'm making bouquets that are gonna go out, and why not hang out with you while I do it? So yeah, this is just kind of what we're doing. So I'm probably not gonna be too exciting, but I figured, why not? Why not? So why not take a crazy chance? Okay, actually, I'll be done now, I promise. So anyways, so I'm making bouquets, obviously, because what else would I be doing? And I like to start with some greenery, because who doesn't? And I already have everything like sorted out for myself, so that way I know like everybody gets this basically the same like amount of stuff. They're all put together, and I'm not like making really, really huge bouquets in the beginning when I'm like, oh, look at all these flowers, and then when I get to the end, I'm like, I have no flowers left, and I have 16 bouquets left. So we don't do that. We like sort everything out. Everything has a recipe, and yeah. So we're gonna use some sedum. This is our sedum. I think we're gonna have one more week of sedum, and then we will be fully done. And but yeah, it's such a pretty flower. It's almost like a succulent kind of, but it's not a succulent, but it comes back every year. And but the leaves feel succulent-y, if that makes any sense. And then we have our second flush of, what is this called? Lysianthus, that is all ready to go. So those are coming back right now. We get a really good first flush, and then the second flush comes in, and they're a little shorter. They're not as like sturdy and that kind of thing, but they're still really beautiful, and so it's nice to have. And so that second flush is coming in right now, and we are just adding them into our bouquets as they come up. So and then once those are all done, some people will keep them and see if they'll come back the next year, and kind of use them as a tender perennial. But I don't have enough space for that, so we just have to buy new ones each year. So, but yeah, so right now we use what we have, and things are coming back slowly for second flushes, and that's where we're starting. So it's also, don't judge me for this color combo. It's gonna look pretty, I promise. We've got this bright yellow, and then we also have like the pinks. It's gonna be pretty. Don't even worry about it. It's gonna be pretty. The marigolds, I love growing marigolds. They're such a good like staple of flowers, but they come in really bright colors. So like a lot of times that's really hard for me, because I like to use more muted colors, because that's just what I gravitate towards. I think I need to cut this. We're gonna cut this, but don't worry, we'll still use that piece. But so anyway, so I have to like let my like control go a little bit of like the color palettes that I always want to have, because I don't always have that growing. And marigolds are so good for growing. See, look, I still use that little one right here. It's just in the front. It's not as tall. We've got plenty. And they last for forever, and they dry really well. They have a lot of really good qualities to them. And like the bees and the butterflies and all the like pollinators really like them too. So I'm never not going to grow marigolds, but I do like to grow them early, because they, what was I saying? I like to grow marigolds early because everybody has marigolds in like October, because that's marigold season, and like Halloween and Dias de los Muertos and all that kind of stuff. And so everybody has them during then, but not very many people have them during like the summer or, early times. And that they grow really well during that too. So I like to grow them early, and then if I need them in October or more of the fall, I can get them from other farmers, and I have space to grow other things. So, yeah. So, oh yeah, now I'm using some zinnias that we have, and everybody gets a different zinnia. They're all different colors. They're all everything. Even like the ones that come off of the same, like seed packet, like that variety, they're all different. So you're never going to get the same bouquet twice. You're never going to get the same bouquet as somebody else. They're always going to be different. And I think that that's a really lovely thing about our bouquets. Or like, I mean, like in general, you're typically never going to get the same thing twice. So, and then we have some celosia that's like all funkily colored and shaped, and I kind of love it that way. But celosia is a really great like summer flower to grow. They're hardy. You can dry them. They're really like easy to grow in our heat. So it's kind of nice. So anyways, yeah. I think I'm going to add some more marigolds because I've got them. And why not? Again, why not take a crazy chance? Okay. I'm probably going to keep singing. So it's not good. Don't worry. But it's entertaining at least, right? So anyways, now that I've like, this is the one thing where like if I've added everything in and then I have extras, I'm going to add extras because like if I have abundance, I'm going to give you abundance. And that is what I like to do. And I want you to have as much as I can possibly give you. And sometimes I don't have abundance. And sometimes we have smaller bouquets that are really expensive because those flowers are really expensive. And sometimes you get bigger bouquets that are not as expensive because the flowers in them were not as expensive. So in flower world, price does not equal size, or size does not equal price. It just depends on what flowers and what greenery you're getting. So anyways, so there's one, just, 700 more to go, but that's what we do. And it's not 700. That would be a lot. I wouldn't be able to handle 700 by myself. That's a lot of bouquets. It's a lot of deliveries. So, let's see here. Still trying to figure out the volume. Is my volume not up? Anybody else hear me, or are you just seeing me like make things and I'm just talking to myself? Either one is fine. So, anyways, so look, here is a bouquet. It's gonna go out. It's all, I grew every single one of these except for the greenery. I don't grow greenery for the most part. I don't have the space for it, but, oh good, I'm glad you can hear me now. I'm just rambling. We're just rambling over here. No big deal. So, now that I'm done with that one, we'll take another one and we'll start again. So, but yeah, so I like to use a variety of greens when I'm making things. It just makes for more texture. This is huckleberry. Sometimes it'll have like berries on there. Are these from your backyard or front? So the bouquets that I have right now. So I grow at 6 different locations. The Lysianthus is from one of my neighbor's front yards that I grow at. This sedum is also from a neighbor's front yard. These zinnias, some of these are from my mom's house, some of them are from my dad's house. The marigolds, some are from my mom's and some are from my neighbor's, and then the celosia is from my dad's. So that's where all of these were coming from today. And so, yeah, all over the place. So I go through, and each week I go and harvest before we start making bouquets. So I went and harvested everything yesterday, and then I sorted everything out into their recipes and made sure I had enough for everybody. And then on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I will make all the bouquets, and then on Monday they go out. And I can do that because I have a cooler, and that gives the flowers a little time to rest in my cooler where it stays between 39 and 41 degrees. And it gives those flowers some time to rest after being cut. And it also gives them time to soak up some water and get ready to go out for you. And then they're still like really pretty for the rest of the week. So that's a nice thing. Whereas like if I were to have things flown in from other countries, they would be cut and they'd be cut weeks ago and then put on a plane and without any water. And then you have to like rehydrate them and do all this other stuff, which like there's a time and place for everything. Absolutely. But I really like not having flowers that were cut however long ago and then put on a plane, and it's just a little more sustainable to do it this way. And I like it. So, but again, time and place for everything. So yeah. So now here's my little bouquet or the greens that I did. I like to cut everything, all the greenery beforehand, so that way I can just pick it up and start making bouquets with it. I don't have to super worry about it. Now's the fun part of cutting flowers with only one hand. It's a skill. And I'm always going to strip these leaves down. I'm glad. I'm really like passionate about local flowers and supporting our local farmers in our area, because whatever I don't grow, I get from other local farmers. I'm really into that. I think it's a really neat thing that we are able to do here. We have a really long growing season in Sacramento and in California, and like I love being able to like form this community with our other farmers, and like they help me, I help them. You know, in a lot of ways, they've become some of my closest friends, and it's just this really lovely community that we are able to create here by using locally grown, and you like know where your flowers were grown, like not just like what town they were grown in, but like where they were grown in the soil. Like, you know that these zinnias were at my mom's house. Like, she lives in Sacramento. They were grown at her house, and you know exactly where that was. Like, well, I mean, not you guys, but you know, but like it, instead of being like, oh, these flowers were grown somewhere in Ecuador or something, which time and place for everything, absolutely. This, I'm like, oh, these were grown in the middle bed of the beds in my mom's backyard. And that's a pretty cool thing to like know. And like when people are like, I really like these flowers, are you ever going to grow them? I'm like, oh, if I can grow them, I will. And like, so it's kind of a fun thing where I'm like, I can grow a lot of different things, and I can grow requested items and stuff. You just have to tell me really far in advance that you're like, I really like these things. Can you grow some of these? And I can be like, sure, I can try. Whereas like some places that's just not available. And sometimes with me it's not available, but like, you know, we can try. We can always try. Sometimes. Always, sometimes, you know. But, all right, so right now I'm struggling to get this in. Okay, we got it. We're good. So, we're adding some celosia, just some extras. Adding some more of these marigolds. And a fun fact about me is that I hate the smell of flowers. I picked the perfect job. I don't smell things the same as other people. So, I, like, when people are like, oh my gosh, it smells so amazing. I'm like, it smells terrible. I hate it. So, it's always a fun one. And people always think that I'm bananas for being a flower farmer and a florist when I hate the smell of flowers. So, but Yeah, I just smell things differently than other people. So here's another one. Just cut the ends off into my fancy schmancy custom made trash can on wheels. It's pretty. It's one of my favorite things that I have. So, and right now I'm gonna use rubber bands to keep them together. But once I wrap them in paper right before they go out, the rubber bands will come off and we'll use twine to keep everything together until they get to you. And then I will reuse all of my rubber bands over and over and over again until they break, and then we can't use them anymore. But it's just a little more sustainable, and I've literally never had to buy rubber bands during my 8 years in business, because every time you buy flowers, they're bunched in rubber bands, and so I have accumulated a lot of rubber bands. So why not keep using them and reusing them? We also have orange. So, because some of these have orange marigolds instead of the yellow ones. Because we grew both. Because why not? And we're gonna just start all over and keep going. You grow roses. I grow a couple of roses. They are perennials, and I don't have a ton of space for perennials. So I have a couple in my backyard. I have a little perennial garden. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 roses. So it's not very many, but they work really well for my micro weddings or my elopements and stuff, for like bridal bouquets. They're all like garden roses. They're like fancy. And so I will use those for that. Because of that, like when somebody only needs a bridal bouquet or something, you really don't need that many. And growing roses for production is intense. And you need a lot of space for that. So, yeah. So I grow them, but not in for our subscriptions, because also roses don't last super long, and that can be the point of your flowers, is that they're the gift of right now, but they're also really expensive, so I don't grow enough of them to use them in all of my bouquets each week, and so they're like wholesale for me to buy roses. Just my cost is insanely expensive. So absolutely here to answer whatever questions you might have. So I'm just rambling and making flowers over here. Yeah, roses are really expensive. So especially, and local ones are more expensive than import ones, which sounds silly, but it is how it is. Actually, most local flowers are more expensive because they're grown on smaller farms, and smaller farms don't have the same kind of resources and staffing and all that kind of stuff as larger ones. And there's a bunch of other reasons too, but a lot of times it's like a 1-2 person show, and they're doing everything, and so it's a lot harder to get things as like down in cost when you're smaller, because when you're bigger you can buy more quantities of things, and you can and you get price breaks on like when you buy thousands and thousands of the same thing. So that doesn't always happen on smaller farms. Actually, it doesn't happen as very often. So like Trader Joe's is a great place to get flowers, because they basically have full farms that grow only for them, and that is like that's awesome and that's wonderful, but I cannot grow like one of those flowers in those bouquets for the price that they are selling their flowers. So it like quantities, so small farms. But there's also pluses to using small farms too. Like they're probably really focused on soil health and making sure that they're trying to do what they can for their soil and their flowers and their climate, and you know, pros and cons to everything. So good morning. What to do? Now I have to try and get all these out of the bucket without breaking anything. It's always the fun. It's always a fun game. How many flowers can I break in a day? Hopefully it's not very many. But I like to make sure that everything is all like different heights and different angles. Nothing's exactly the same. I like to say that all these flowers are family, but they all like to have their own bedrooms. They don't want to share. They want to have their own space. So it's kind of my what I try to remind myself and people of when they're making their bouquets. But yeah, I'll just use this little one because, again, why not? Hillary Duff, she knew what she was doing with that song. Early 2000s, 90s Disney TV shows, they were the jam. Don't try to deny it. All right, so look, cutie. Actually, I'm gonna put some more green on the back of this just to create a little more structure here. A little more fullness. And one more. There we go. That looks good. What did I do with my rubber band? Oh, it's right here. Found it. So yeah, just hanging out, making flowers, doing what I do every Friday. Here we go. Here's our pretty bouquet. So, ooh, let's not knock those over. Oh, and I broke this one. That's okay. Put a new one in. Totally fine. Yeah, so this is Huck. Then we also have some myrtle that's going in here. And putting in some myrtle. And sometimes the myrtle will have these really pretty blueberries on it during certain times of the year, which is nice. Gives a little texture. We also have some eucalyptus. I can never remember if this one is parvifolia or if it's gunny. One of them has these like longer leaves and the other one has more circular leaves, and I always get them mixed up. It's still eucalyptus, but there's so many different kinds of eucalyptus. It's bananas. So let me just kind of fill up this bouquet. And then we also have this, which is a new one for me. What is this called? I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head for some odd reason. Oh. It'll come to me eventually, but I can't remember. So, anyways, that's what I'm starting with. And then I will add in my flowers. I like to do this like big one first, because if I leave this till last, then I won't have room for it. So then we're gonna add in some lisianthus and some more lisianthus. And again, different heights, different angles. But if you guys want to learn more about flower arranging, we do have a bunch of workshops coming up. We have a workshop over at Atchison Winery on the 19th. It's less than $100, and you get a glass of wine with your ticket. It's at Atchison in Sacramento, downtown area-ish, over by R Street. No, the ice blocks, over by the ice blocks. And I'm gonna teach you how to make a like really simple yet really pretty like centerpiece for like your holiday tables. So nothing crazy, because you're already gonna be so busy. But something really cute just to add some extra special touches to it. So we'll be doing that on the 19th. You can get tickets now. We also have our Witch's Broom workshop. That's nice and spooky. It's a ode to practical magic. Love that. That one's gonna be on the 5th. And we will be using all the dried flowers that I've dried over the years. Not the years, over the year, like this year. And then you get to get a cool little spooky decoration that will last for quite some time. I still have mine from last year, but they're super cute. Love them, and it's a fun little afternoon. So those are the October ones that we have going right now. And then for November, we have a little semi-private workshop, and then with a farm tour. And we also have, we have our wreath kits that are going to go out in November 30th. So we'll have those. We'll also have Thanksgiving centerpieces go out in November, obviously. Thanks for being here. So, yeah, we have lots of stuff going on, tons of workshops. If you're interested, you can go to the website and sign up for tickets or for the wait list if the tickets haven't been released yet. If you sign up for for the wait list, then you get first dibs at tickets. You get them before the general public gets theirs. So if they sell out during the wait list period, then they don't go to the general public. So it's kind of a little perk. But, oh, I just knocked at the table. All right. This one, again, I'm going to add a little more stuff to this in the back just to kind of fill it out. Gotta find a good one. There we go. That one's pretty. I like it. Pretty bouquets. Again, these are going to go out on Monday after they've had a minute to rest, and they will be nice and pretty and last. They'll still have a lot of lovely life left in them. And yeah, if you are not getting one for this Monday, you can still get some for next Monday too. They'll be different than these ones because every week it's different. So yeah, so we're just making bouquets today, hanging out, talking about our upcoming workshops. Oh, and our wreath kits are going to come soon. We have some wreath classes that are coming. I have a ton of pop-ups coming up. I don't know. There's a lot going on. October is wedding season, so it's like full on. We've got a lot of micro weddings and elopements that are happening in October. So that's going to be really fun. And I also have a Halloween one, and I'm so stoked off of it. Like, it's going to be so cool. So, let's see if I can do this one without knocking anything over. Ta-da! Okay. So, again, got our sedum going in first because it's like our biggest flower. And if I did it last, I wouldn't have room for it. So, then this is our Lysianthus. These are grown at my neighbor's house that I take care of and manage and all that kind of stuff. We grow at 6 different sites, to my house, my mom's house, my dad's house, my in-laws' house, and 2 neighbors' front lawns. So that is where those, now you get to see where they're coming from, the actual flowers. So yeah, this is our second flush of the Lysianthus for the season. And after this flush, they'll be done for the year. And then we'll plant more in January. January? Yeah, January, February. So, yeah. And then we have our zinnias, these ones. These ones here were grown at my dad's. This variety was grown at my dad's. This is our Queen Lime Orange series. And, which is like a really fun mix of oranges and limey colors and like everything in between. So sometimes you get really bright ones from this series, and other times you get like these lime green ones, and sometimes you get some that are like more pink or peachy. It's just depends. It's a really cool thing. They have a whole, like, there's a bunch of them, and next year I'm gonna grow these again, but I'm also gonna grow the Queen Lime Red series too, because I think that those are really beautiful colors as well. So yeah, so we're gonna do that, and I have some ideas. We grow Lysianthus every year because those are such a lovely crop to have. They're also expensive to buy. They're expensive to grow too, but like it makes more sense for me to grow them because I use them so much, and they last a really long time too. So that's really nice for like your bouquets. Your Lysianthus will last quite some time. They also dry really well too. So, but we have our spring stuff coming in a couple weeks I think they're supposed to ship like the first week in October, something like that. And and with those, like we plant everything that we have, and then whatever we don't have, whatever we don't plant, I have some for our cutting garden packs that we sell, which are really cool because if you want to have your own cut flower garden, if you get flowers from like Bel Air, that's a grocery store. If you get flowers from like Home Depot or other places like, or Lowe's or even Green Acres or your nurseries and stuff, most of those are bred for landscaping. They're not bred to be cut flowers, so they're all going to be a lot shorter. Not 100% of the time, but for the most part, that's what it is. And if you want to have your own cutting garden, you have to start them from seed, and that's a lot of work to do, especially if you're just doing it for, a little bit here and there. But so when I buy my plugs, which are little mini baby plants, I pack them up for the public, and they get to have their own stuff. And Oliver's home from school.
Finger Oliver.
That flowery. You want me to kiss it?
Show her which finger.
Let me see. That one. Does that feel better?
How does your other finger?
That one. Did you have a good day at school? Does it feel better now? Oh, good. I'm glad it feels better.
Thanks so much.
Did you have a good day at school? Oh, good. Okay, go eat a good lunch. Will you make me lunch too?
No.
Anyways, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, my cutting garden packs. Yeah, so all of those that I use, I will put them into little cutting garden packs, and then you can buy them like that and have your own little cutting garden in the spring. So it's always a fun one. I like that. I like that little thing, because then you actually get flowers that are long enough to cut and put in vases and that kind of thing, and you can't get that everywhere. So I think that's a fun little thing that we do. And they're all kind of interesting flowers. So it's like campanula and godetia and dianthus and a whole bunch of that stuff that you don't always see in like a nursery. So never, but most of the time. So, and we still have a couple of those available too if you want any. So, yeah. So, just making bouquets on Friday. It's not a bad job. It's a pretty good job, actually. So, and tomorrow we have our Flower Club live class. We'll be making long and low centerpieces together. So if you haven't joined the Flower Club, it's great. It's $17 a month, and every month I teach a online live flower arranging class, and it's a really fun space if you want to do something for yourself once a month and play in flowers and kind of learn how to make a bunch of stuff. It's really great. It's a great option. Check it out. So, looking for my sedum right now. There we go. Here it is. Sedum is great because it lasts forever and it dries really well too. And it's a good one. If you have the space for some sedum, I highly recommend it. Especially if you want to cut it, and it's also really great for excuse me, birds and bugs and stuff for winter. They use it for they'll take it the deadheads and stuff and use that, and it's great for the environment, the birds and animal stuff. Not that they will live in your garden. I mean, normally, you know what I mean. I'm just rambling at this point. I don't know what I'm saying all the time. That's okay. Whew, it's getting warm out here. I am definitely ready for fall and sweater weather. I am in sweatpants right now, but that won't last for very long. Come on. Getting our color palettes to keep going. We have bright colors and we have softer colors. A good mix. Putting everything in. It's really nice to see have flowers in your home. It's a nice luxury to have. But then when you grow them yourself, it's kind of fun too, because then you're like, I grew those. Or when you make the arrangement yourself, like in our flower club or something, it's exciting when you did it. And it's also really nice when somebody thinks of you and sends you flowers, even if that somebody is yourself. I like that too. So. So you can always adjust things as you go. If things feel a little lopsided, you can always adjust. Sometimes they will say that when you have like the things like the sedum in the middle, it kind of like gives this like kind of like an empty space, like this hole here. So I'll kind of just put something little, like I'll thread it through, so it kind of just takes up a little more space and not feel so empty right there. Break it up a little bit. And we'll just add a little more greenery to fill it out. These bouquets apparently are going to be really large. Alright. Get my rubber band. Put it together. Put it in some water. Yeah. And there we go. Bunch of little flowers. So, alright, I'm going to take a little break and I'm going to go eat some lunch with my kid before he goes down for a nap. And, yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Keep listening to me ramble. So, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.